do we feel the burden of grief of child loss so much heavier during holidays. I found that the first Christmas after the loss of my son, it was absolutely horrible. The grief was so heavy that the clouds, it was like the very clouds of heaven had lowered and were pouring buckets of tears all over me. And I now in year 4, going into year 5, and the grief is still there. It's still heavy. It's still hard around the holidays, but it's different. And I got thinking about why it is so hard to go through any holiday. It doesn't have to be Christmas or New Year's or the 4th of July or a birthday or any of those special days. It's all of them. Why they are so difficult. And that's because our child was part of that. And when that child is not there, that presence becomes as huge as the universe. All it takes is one moment of thinking, if only he or she were here, this is how it would be. This is what would be happening at our meal. This is what we would be talking about. This is what we would be doing, and we long for those days of the past. So how do we move forward? How do we not get over it? I would never use that term for those of us who have lost a child. We'll never get over it. But how do we live through it? How do we live through this grief and begin to live life again, at least to an extent where we can enjoy the holidays for the most part? Part of it is, for me, has been acknowledging that my child is not there. We always find some way to include my son in our holiday. For Christmas, for instance, we have a special tree for him, and every family member who wants to participate brings a special ornament, places it on the tree, and if they want, we tell a story about my son, Mike. I'll use his name, about Mike. We tell a story of what that ornament means to us. We did things like a balloon release, so helpful to us for the 4th of July. We have found something to do for every holiday, and I encourage parents to do the same thing. Believe me, it really does help.